Might be time to invest in a new microphone. That one fought with me a little bit. Hey guys, Shenanigans here, and I felt like I needed a bit of a break from Dead by Daylight and stuff. It seems to be like the only game I end up playing most of the time these days. So I chose this. I figured it might be a nice break, and I mean, obviously it's not something we're gonna spend super long on. I think it's more of a novel with multiple endings or something, but I thought it might be fun, and it's got some openings for other people to screw around with too, I think, so I don't know, it's worth a shot. There we go. I like that cursor.
Kyle woke up. He is famous.
It was like a choose your own adventure sort of deal. And I don't have to narrate it, which is kind of nice.
Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed.
Oh, haven't we?
Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man.
Dumpy white man doesn't exactly sound like a praise, but
Top
okay,
Tech
sure.
noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details.
An unhealthy level of obsession.
Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet.
No pressure or anything, though.
Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely.
30 hours left. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. I mean, we've all had those mornings. That does seem like the wisest choice sometimes.
Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died.
Oh, I guess one run over already. Shucks.
Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities.
What the fuck? Can't even escape my responsibilities in death. That's unfair. Okay. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around the bedroom. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connected the rooms of his apartment together. Ghost. Oh, is that like status effects up there? Okay. Oh, walk to the center of the kitchen.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Okay.
Kyle started scraping streaks of crud and spots of mold off of the walls
I mean, we're
of
a
his fridge.
ghost. What harm is it gonna do?
After wadding it into a crusty, moist ball, Kyle popped it into his mouth and began to chew. Several minutes of crunching later, Kyle finished and swallowed the ball whole. It felt sticky in his stomach.
Why would you bother chewing it if you... Okay, never mind. And why am I asking questions at this point? bad food. Ghost bad food. We're gonna have all the debuffs by the time we go through this.
Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole.
We're a ghost, bitch. Can't we just... Okay. Fair enough. I mean, we just came from the kitchen. We've been in the bedroom. Visit downstairs neighbor.
Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. "Good morning, neighbor," said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly.
Ask Gabby about Gabby. Ask Gabby about Rachel. I mean, that's only
Gabby
polite, right?
asked Kyle, "Tell me about yourself." Gabby stiffened. "Oh, you know," she said, putting on a fake smile. "I just sit around here. Yes, I don't get around much. Never go out at night. I just stay here, right here." Gabby glared at Kyle.
Okay. Calm down.
Convinced
every click
by
is an
Gabby's
out.
statement,
Jesus.
Kyle
Okay,
bid her
we've wasted
goodbye
so much
and
time.
returned to the street.
Yeah, there's no way we got anything accomplished. Yeah, that was super convincing. Dexter? Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot playing soft music from a small microphone. And steal Techno Jim.
Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Wanting Kyle to leave,
Oh,
Kyle
shit.
firmly
I didn't mean
clamped
to
his
click
mouth
that.
around the outstretched phone, creating several punctures in the screen.
Oh, I must have clicked an option to eat it or some shit. Well,
Kyle grunted and yanked with his head until the attendant let go of the phone. The phone is now Kyle's to use forever.
oh.
Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived.
Of course, that's the only logical conclusion we can drive from this. Of course he ceases to be a ghost.
Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day.
But... ghost. Okay. Alright.
Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly.
I mean, if you're already there, you may as well, right?
As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone.
Well, shit. Okay, that... Oh, we still have... Wait, it's broken now.
Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Another grand larceny and crime spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Who is the bug vigilante, recently spotted pursuing larcenists?
Okay, so we got in the shit for not getting dressed, so I'm assuming... Kyle opened the closet, it was dark and he could really only see us hanging shirts.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Should we try for one?
Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks.
Oh. Scavenge.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
Where would I find gossip on the floor?
Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more! Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened, and someone exited the neighbor's apartment.
Alright, so we're wearing clothes. Guess we would want to eat.
Kyle opened the fridge, Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage.
Smash, as in throw it on the ground, fucking smash. I'm tempted, but...
Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully,
not like that.
enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed.
Oh fuck, I did this
Kyle
way too
wrote
late.
down his first question.
It's your mother. Okay, hold on. We gotta... I think I'd lose no matter what anyway at this
Kyle
point.
wrote down his second question.
Beef mashed or blended, ever eaten a...
Kyle wrote down his third question.
I purposely ran over a puppy. Not a question. You ever smile?
Kyle wrote down his last question.
Guilty pleasure. Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty?
Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk.
Oh, I'm out of time. Okay.
Kyle
I
hurried
got
to the
questions
set.
done though, so...
Sitting across from his host chair, as Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded.
Screen. Can't put options like that in front of people and... Okay, I gotta...
Kyle stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and... was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show.
No. I insane.
Kyle shoved his producer out of the way, spread his arms wide, and began to scream loudly. He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and his producer. After several minutes, Kyle was finished. He slowly put his hands to his sides and smiled. I'm ready, said Kyle.
I bet you are.
Rachel blinked at Kyle, shrugged, and walked over to her seat. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on.
What I gossip about the neighbor.
Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
Oh, I get to choose which one to add. Let's start off strong, I guess.
Do you ever smile? Spat Kyle. Like, seriously. Rachel stopped smiling.
Yeah, that would probably do
If
it.
you're gonna be on the show, you need to smile, okay? Said Kyle, not smiling. You're here to get views, and you'll get more views if you smile. Here, I'll show you how. Kyle turned to the camera and gave the audience a huge, teeth-clenched, bug-eyed grimace. Rachel nodded and obviously wanted to move on. Kyle asked another question. So, said Kyle, my mother is a mother. My mother's mother is her mother and my mother's mother. And many mothers have mother's mother's mother. Is your mother a mother?
I don't even know if I can read that without having a stroke. What the f?
Rachel went to answer and stopped. I believe, she said eventually, that I should answer yes? Kyle asked another question. Hey, Rachel, ever eaten a raw egg whole? Asked Kyle. Like shell and all? Asked Rachel. Kyle continued. I have, like, a lot. It's really bad, though, so sometimes I spit it back up.
That explains a few things.
There was a silence. It actually gets easier the more you do it, continued Kyle without losing momentum. So don't start, I say. Rachel chose not to answer and looked in another direction. Kyle asked another question. Rachel. Are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spat Kyle. Of your crimes! Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably.
Call police.
Kyle whipped out his phone and started dialing the police. Kyle quickly realized that the broken phone he had gotten for free was not able to call anyone. Kyle looked sadly at his hand, realizing he had botched a wonderful opportunity to be helpful. Rachel looked at Kyle smiling, her eyebrows twitched. What's the problem, Kyle? Anything? Kyle looked up from his hand sadly. He slowed. The interview continued on. Rachel answered. Kyle forced a smile through the... Kyle had missed his chance to be helpful.
Why would we want to call the police on her? Kyle wasn't helpful. How are we supposed to... Okay, hold on. Get out of bed. Is it because I clicked that one button too quickly?
Kyle wrote down his first question. Kyle wrote down his second question. Kyle wrote down his third question. Kyle wrote down his last question.
I'm gonna keep that one. That
Kyle ripped his
seems
page of
important
notes
for
out
some
of the
reason.
notebook.
Okay. Closet. Clothes.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit. Kyle
Food. Kitchen. Fridge. Breakfast.
Kyle constructed a
Don't
breakfast.
smash.
Kyle ate his...
Hallway.
A middle-aged... Good... Gabby? Kyle asked. What are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Oh, Rachel? Gabby said. She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around.
I still fucked that up, didn't I?
Kyle, as Kyle approached her. And I as well. After a moment. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, Kyle motioned. Well, I'm sure we'll have a. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. Kyle asked another question. You've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their Rachel laughed. Kyle decided to move on.
That seems rude.
Kyle asked another question. Rachel, you managed... Well, a good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel. And don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. Kyle looked at his flabby self. Kyle asked... Rachel's... Guilty.
Okay,
Rachel did not answer. Her eyelid... After reading his final... Well, Rachel... If that's the case, do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very... together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast... Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that... perhaps... something was still missing?
More world option. Oh, like more shit we can do? Inspect rusty locker. Okay, hold on.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose. Kyle Moran. Kyle opened the fridge. Kyle.
Okay, leave. Go straight to the tech store this time.
This phone, said Kyle, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out of the back. Kyle continued. Also, the screen has had issues ever since I used it to hammer nails into the wall. Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips, and said nothing. Feeling he had made his argument, quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were... After several times, Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran out.
Okay. What purpose does that serve? I think Well, that didn't do us any good.
As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up. And I as well. In a shock. Knowing he had the eyes of millions upon him, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. Kyle, what? The producer whispered to Rachel. Rachel got up. Rachel slapped other members. Soon, Kyle was lost in the amassment of people around him, all slapping his face with both hands. The slapping went on for many hours. Kyle did not wake up. Eventually, Kyle did not need to pretend to be unconscious.
Well. I wonder if there's some way to fix this then.
Kyle started to scroll. Stay up late. Who is the bug? Kyle fails to show up. Bug Vigilante shows up to charity event. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important. Kyle Kyle wrote down his first question. Kyle wrote down his second question. Kyle wrote down his last. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook.
Sorted chain.
Kyle grabbed the flashlight, but after jiggling the switch, he found it was out of batteries.
Oh, shit.
Kyle quickly crouched down on. Kyle began to comb through the damp. After finding and eating. Indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house.
Okay.
Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business.
I mean, I think I already fucked up the day anyway.
Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stares. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse, on a lovely playdate, just the two of them. Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Okay. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite.
Yeah, being dead will do that too.
After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry onto the swing set, but, lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's pockets until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along. Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated.
Oh god.
Harry's old rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused but delighted to have his long-lost friend meet him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel.
I mean, okay. I guess. Don't know if that implies anything. Oh, okay, so these are just like the paths that you can take that are up here. Okay. Oh god, there's a lot of endings. Rachel was guilty. Oh, is she the one who's doing the larceny? I guess that would make sense, but
Kyle knelt down and inspected the old, rusty container that had been in his closet for ages. It was locked, but had a blade-shaped slot in the top.
it had a blade-shaped slot.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for... Kyle...
What are you so happy about?
Kyle grabbed...
Oh, I didn't put on any clothes. I might.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Kyle decided on a fashion-forward, casual style. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the... Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia.
Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck, I don't even know.
Kyle, sit. As Kyle, good? Kyle responded. Hello. You. Kyle's ears Rachel looked at Kyle before she noticed the time to get started. Kyle sat in the nearest chair, which was Rachel's. After a moment, Rachel hesitantly sat in the host chair. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is...
Headbutting a door to force it open, I guess, wasn't a smart decision.
Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back, confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are, Rachel. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. Rachel! Hi, everyone! She waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So why are we here? Rachel was visibly worried. Ha ha, funny, she said. Weren't you planning on... I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel smiled at the camera nervously. Well... Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what had happened.
Oh, that'll do it, won't it? I don't even know what to do, honestly.
Kyle started. Rachel May. Who is the bug vigilante, recently spotted pursuing larceny? Kyle decided to take... Kyle miraculously crammed his... Kyle quickly... Kyle firmly... There was a... Kyle wanted to access the pantry.
Oh shit, I fucked up. Hold on. Can I can, okay.
Kyle.
So get dressed.
Kyle wrote down his second question. Kyle wrote down his third question. Kyle wrote down his last. Kyle ripped his page of notes.
There's also a key here. I don't know
Kyle
what that's to, but... Was that maybe to the pantry?
Kyle wanted to act. The pantry door lock creaked as if it... Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard.
Why? I mean, we could take one with us.
Kyle grabbed a bottle of lard and stashed it on his person for later use. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. "Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking at him. Kyle responded. A moment after seating, the studio... Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction.
Become Rachel May? What?
Kyle
Alright, hold on.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle.
Bring to life.
Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
Okay,
Kyle
we've already
asked another question.
heard all these ones.
Kyle asked another question. We all have one. Ooh, well, that's an easy answer, said Rachel, dipping pickles in chocolate sauce.
Ew.
It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. Rachel smiled sweetly.
Still you. Yuck.
After reading his... Well, Rachel, if that's... Do you prepare... Before Kyle...
Oh, so it's like
But as he lay...
the same in... You? But we can just redo the interview part? Okay, hold on, because I want to see what happens if we drink that fucking lard.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, and there was this one, too.
However, said Kyle suddenly. She is not new to this show.
Hey man, how's it
She
going?
did not walk in before me. In fact, said Kyle, I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words, "You are who?" Kyle stood up quickly and threw his arm high above him, pointing upwards. I have never been, Kyle, he proclaimed. I have never been the host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle.
Smoothies give my
Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera.
brain aneurysms.
I am here for but one reason, to interview myself. Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had taken earlier. Kyle read the first question on his list. Are you a mother? I'm glad you asked, said Kyle. Yes, I am. Or, yes, you are, said Kyle, trying to figure out who was talking to whom. Or, I am...
What are you up to tonight? Are you working?
In a fit, Kyle continued to re-answer his question, trying to come up with the correct phrasing. Rachel spoke up. Kyle, I'm not a mother at all, so it doesn't really matter. Lies! Impossible! I don't believe it! Kyle banged his fist on the
Holy
chair.
fuck.
Kyle, I've never been in a position for that. I've really just focused on my career. All you need to do is ask. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle was silent for a moment. Then, realizing he had no idea. So what about your career? Do you enjoy what you do? How'd you... The two continued talking for the better part of an hour. Eventually, the broadcast ended. The crew, Rachel and Kyle, said their goodbyes and returned home. But Kyle continued to think about Rachel after the interview ended. Something about Rachel had struck Kyle. He wasn't exactly sure what. But he did know that he was interested to hear that she was single.
How did that take that path? All right, the lard.
As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. And I... A moment after... Good evening. Tonight, I have the... Kyle Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. Dive right into this bottle, that is. Kyle pulled out his bottle of lard, bit the top off, and chugged it. Kyle's body rejected the lard. He began to spew chunks of lard and digestive fluid in every direction. Everything within a 10-foot radius was immediately covered, including Rachel. Kyle continued to vomit. Rachel bravely fought to stay seated amidst the vomit, hoping to save the show from disaster.
Yeah, you're saving it from that for sure.
Unfortunately, Kyle's vomit had covered all of the cameras. There was no broadcast. Kyle finished spewing, eventually. The broadcast was not recoverable. All present were sent home to try again another day. As Kyle got home, he made a mental note to refill his lard supply.
Yeah, gotta make sure you stay topped up in that shit, apparently. How many endings is that for this? It's like 6, right? Kyle pretended to die, was a nudist, had amnesia. Noticed Rachel, which is a weird one.
Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Kyle knelt down and inspected the old...
Wasn't there a locked door?
Kyle walked over to the strange
here we
door
go.
in the hallway. but found quickly that the door was locked. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. This was one of the many mysterious artifacts Kyle had been sent over the years. Kyle stashed the mysterious... Kyle walked over to the dilapidated Expecting a battle, Kyle...
Haunt around.
Kyle felt a sudden... Had he abandoned his job as a ghost? Was he fulfilling his spooky, ethereal role that he'd accepted while lying in bed this morning?
Hey, Castley, how's it going?
Kyle realized he had no other choice. He must spend his day spooking about. Kyle decided he should make a plan about who or where he should spook.
Spook himself.
Kyle thought that it would be best to continue his daily course, but with a twist. Today, he would still go to his studio, but instead of conducting an interview, he would haunt. Excitedly, Kyle made his way to the studio early to find the best spot to conduct his ghostly
Seeing what the hell
duties.
this nonsense is about, and then, yeah, I don't know, depending on how long we spend doing this, I might swap over to Dead by Daylight, get a couple of rounds in or something.
The studio was empty. Being so early, the crew wouldn't arrive for several hours. Kyle gleefully skipped around the building, finding the best spot for himself to hide. After searching for some time, Kyle decided to hide behind the guest chair.
Doesn't he turn into not a ghost when the interview starts,
Kyle quickly
Didn't we
placed
already find
himself
this out?
down and drew his legs to his chest. Soon, the crew began to arrive and set up for the interview that... Invisible to all senses, Kyle went undetected. He watched as cameras were set up, screens were turned on, and pages were flipped. Within an hour, Rachel walked into the studio. "Hey, everyone," said Rachel, smiling kindly. "I'm ready to get prepped. Who do I need to talk to first?" Kyle's producer approached her. "Thanks for being here, Rachel. You should really talk to Andrea about makeup first, and then wait for when Kyle arrives." Kyle, knowing he was duping everyone, began to giggle uncontrollably. It was then that he, like clockwork,
I
ceased
was
to be a
waiting for
ghost.
that, yeah.
The studio grew silent. Everyone stared at Kyle, head down, clutching his legs and giggling at the floor. Kyle froze. He had found himself in a situation he had not encountered before. Kyle started to crawl out of the studio on all fours, hoping his small form would avoid a trap. Everyone wordlessly watched as Kyle slowly made his way across the stage, through the production set, and out the door. As soon as he was outside the studio, Kyle broke into an all-out sprint. Kyle made his way back to his apartment as quickly as possible. Kyle sat in his kitchen and processed what had happened. He vowed that he would never haunt anything again.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well for us.
Kyle
hold
just... Kyle...
on.
Kyle walked... Kyle...
Still want whatever.
This was... Kyle stashed the mysterious artifact. Kyle... Had he... Was he... Kyle realized he had no... Kyle decided he should make a plan about who or where he should spook.
Okay, the interview didn't work out, so...
Kyle believed that Gabby would be delighted to have him spook about a bit. Kyle started to slowly creep to Gabby's door in a very spooky way. He crouched by Gabby's door, cooing quietly and waiting for her to leave so he could cause her a spook. It didn't take long. Soon, Gabby exited her apartment and started walking towards her car. Kyle crept behind her, invisible to all senses. Gabby opened the driver's side door and got in. She seemed to be leaving for some errands. Kyle was struck. Kyle started to run to the back of Gabby's car. Perhaps if he could catch her before she left, he could hide in the trunk. Kyle could make noises as she drove. He could follow her around on her errand, knocking over small objects nearby. Gabby put the car in reverse and floored the accelerator. Invisible to all senses, Kyle was crushed underneath the back tires of the car, creating a large boom. Gabby figured she'd hit the curb. She put the car into forward and floored the accelerator again.
I mean, he's a ghost. It's not like he can die again.
Kyle
but...
became locked in an endless loop of Gabby trying to move her car out of her parking space, being run over repeatedly. As the day started to wane and it drew closer to the time of Rachel's interview, Kyle ceased to be a ghost, per normal.
Oh.
Gabby neither noticed nor stopped. Kyle was forced to conduct Rachel's interview while being run over.
How?
Kyle's crew moved the filming set next to Gabby's apartment. Rachel appeared. Kyle asked her many questions. They shared several laughs. The interview was successful. The sound of Gabby flooring her car's accelerator drowned out large sections of the episode.
Yeah, I bet. Not the ending I was expecting,
Kyle
but I guess I should know better.
Kyle is now...
Okay. It said the rusty locker had a blade-shaped hole, maybe.
Kyle...
I guess it's a laser claymore, right? So it's not...
Expecting a battle,
blade
Kyle
per
grabbed...
se, but...
This was one of
just
the...
to be
Kyle...
safe. That was...
Kyle knelt down
and
inspected the old... Kyle took the laser claymore in his hand and slid it into the hole on top of the box. The box began to rumble slowly, but then it shook harder and harder. Suddenly, with a snap, the box lid came loose. Kyle, giddy with excitement, grabbed the box to drag it into the light. With much sweating and pulling, Kyle slowly inched the box out of his closet. He began to giggle and drool.
Why?
Soon, the box had been transported into the middle of the room. Kyle clapped his hands together and gripped the lid on either side. With a tug, it tumbled to the floor, revealing the contents of the box. There was nothing inside.
Of course.
Kyle was incredibly disappointed. This had been an opportunity for him, a way to find something new, a way to break up the routine. Suddenly, Kyle was struck with an unquenchable feeling of boredom about his life. Kyle jumped to his feet and burst outside, hungry to find anything that could give his day a feeling of interest. Painfully, Kyle started grabbing anything he could reach, smashing it into his face to see what it could possibly do for him. Rocks, benches, people, squirrels, and the ground itself fell into Kyle's grasp, but soon his energy began to wane. Slowly, sadly, Kyle made his way back to his apartment, quietly grabbing small items off the ground and rubbing them against himself. Kyle slowly sank into his bed, as bored as when he had left earlier that day. He looked at the ceiling, feeling hollow. The day had been very hard. As he slowly fell asleep, Kyle wondered what he could possibly do tomorrow to inspire a new sense of interest in his life. He didn't know it then, but tomorrow, Kyle would try something new.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, no, that's just custom. You're right. Okay.
Kyle woke up. He is...
Oh, you can just skip that part. Okay. Change job. Okay, so yeah, that'll be... That was... Even close to... No, nowhere. Oh, they're broken up by... So... I'm guessing if... End the day in the interview with a different ending, it's here. These are the ones around town. So that's probably the other... Like, spooking myself, quote-unquote. Wow, there's a lot of extra ones for the hot dog. Okay, well, we know for a fact we can
Kyle
get
is
one
now
more
a
in.
ghost. Kyle felt. Had he abandoned? Was he? Kyle realized he had no other choice. He must spend his day spooking about. Kyle decided he should make a plan about who or. Kyle could think of nobody better to spook than himself. Kyle sat on the sidewalk and looked at the ground. He took a deep breath. Kyle began to scream uncontrollably, as he had managed to spook himself by his very existence. Kyle jumped up from the sidewalk and began to run around, flailing his arms. Unfortunately, Kyle was unable to escape from the fact that he was himself.
That's enough to scare most of us, honestly. No, I'm me? No!
Kyle spent several minutes screaming. But as he screamed, Kyle realized it was becoming time for Rachel's interview. Continuing to scream, Kyle traveled to the studio.
Too.
That evening, Kyle tried to do well by his duties and conduct the interview with Rachel. But being able to only express pure terror, the episode consisted only of Rachel watching him scream. The episode was very popular. Kyle was asked to continue screaming in the next episode, and the next. Kyle's show was rebranded to Kyle is Scared with Kyle. The studio went on to produce many episodes. Kyle remained existentially terrified of himself.
As he should. But it said there was one more ending around. Oh.
Kyle woke up.
Yeah.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Whatever. Suit of armor.
Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle a middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
I have an option to scream and spin with her, too.
Slowly, Kyle started to. He tilted his neck upwards and let loose a long, passionate, and meaningful scream. As Kyle continued to spin, Gabby shut and locked her door, as she did every time Kyle screamed outside her door. Eventually, Kyle ran out of breath and fell.
Pretty sure this just does nothing now, right? Okay, hold on.
Kyle decided to take some time. Kyle, after much. Kyle unhinged his jaw.
Whoa, wait,
and
what?
Swallowed Gabby whole.
That's not what I meant to do.
Job done. Kyle returned to the. Quickly before finding. After several times, Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered. Kyle constructed. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly. Kyle wrote down his first question. Kyle wrote down his second. Kyle wrote down his third question. Kyle wrote down his. Kyle. Kyle hurried to the... Sitting across from it, Kyle
Oh,
responded.
shit. Okay, hold on. No, I don't want to do that. Never mind.
And I as well. A moment. Good.
I'm not
Tonight,
sure what
I have the pleasure of
that blue one
Kyle
was earlier.
Well, Kyle produced the note. A burning question from the fans, said Kyle. Beef, do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered promptly. Mashed. And no more was said on that matter. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, am I a mother? Kyle looked at her very seriously. Rachel was visibly unsure of how to respond. Well, Kyle, I think you might be a better source of answering that question than I am. But do you think I'm a mother? Asked Kyle, pushing further. Rachel paused for a second before responding. I think you inspire youth to pursue STEM fields, she answered. Kyle asked another question. Hey, I ran over a puppy on purpose, said Kyle. Everyone in the studio froze. Kyle spread his hands out wide. It's a joke! Nobody laughed with Kyle. Several minutes later, he stopped laughing and moved on. Kyle asked, Rachel, do you feel guilty? Asked Kyle, hitting her with a hard question. Rachel raised her eyebrows. About what specifically, Kyle? Things. Things in general. Life. Rachel did not answer. I think, she said, that everyone has things they regret, but those things aren't always what others would expect. Rachel folded her hands in her lap and didn't have anything. After reading his... Well, Rachel? Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today? Before Kyle could answer, but as he...
Okay. So, what the fuck was that option that I managed to click past?
Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle roughly shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead.
Get the fuck out of the way, Rachel. No one wants to talk to you.
Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned the crew to go live. Cameramen moved, lights flashed. Hi, I'm Kyle, said Kyle, and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. Hi, Kyle, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest. Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare. Wow, Kyle, he said. I sure wish I could look like you. Techno Jim burst into flames. Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon aburst with electrical fires. Kyle's crew abandoned their posts as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat, motionless, staring forward. Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed. Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular.
I don't even fucking know anymore, man. There's still one that we're not. Is it maybe for like running around naked or something stupid?
The feel Kyle, a middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
Oh, yeah, okay. Consume Gappy. There was an option. Okay.
Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Gabby. The expectation on Gabby's... Even the worst of men are given grace, Kyle, she replied. As she finished...
Yeah, that did nothing.
Kyle, a middle-aged woman... Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle. Gabby stiff. Yes. Convinced by Gabby's statement.
Oh, wait, hold on. If I...
Kyle firm. Well, what I will tell... There was...
As she says she goes out at night.
Kyle decided... Kyle, a middle-aged... Good morning, neighbor, said... Gabby, asked Kyle, are you the bug vigilante? For a moment, Gabby looked stunned, but then she realized his seriousness. Gabby... The door shut in Kyle's face.
Okay, so that did nothing.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Fridge.
Kyle pointed... Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow.
Ugh.
In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After
Like a
many
fucking
gurgles,
snake.
pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out.
Can't really do anything else, can I?
Sitting... Good? Kyle responded. A moment after seating, the studio... Good evening, everybody, said Kyle. My neighbor is a bug vigilante. With nothing more to say on the matter, Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. The producer started cutting to different camera angles to break the tension. Kyle continued to remain silent and stare forward blankly. After several minutes, neighbor Gabby walked out onto set. Hi, everyone, she said, smiling hollowly. My name is Gabby, and I'm not a bug vigilante. False. Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned to staring forwards. Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt.
Bug girl,
It squawked.
a robbery's in progress on East 3rd.
Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke tightly. Well? Kyle got up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked, not knowing what else. In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed this show as a masterpiece of television. Stay Up Late with Kyle's online pages were updated to reflect this broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy.
Sorry, this game is breaking my brain. I have a thought.
Kyle decided. Kyle wrote down his second. Kyle wrote down his third question. Kyle ripped. Kyle opened the fridge, intending. Kyle ate it. Kyle quickly. Kyle.
What are you so happy about?
Well, there.
Oh fuck, I'm not gonna have enough time, am I?
Kyle.
Okay, I gotta do that smarter. Close.
Kyle quickly cracked.
Faucet.
Kyle.
What are you so happy about?
Well, there was a.
Air.
Kyle wrote down his. Kyle wrote down. Kyle ripped his page. Kyle opened the fridge. Kyle. Kyle approached a middle-aged woman named Kyle.
Okay.
Job done.
Now
Kyle
she's
hurried
with us,
to the
right?
set.
So maybe. I'm just trying to follow the game's logic here. I don't know.
Sitting as Kyle approached. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here.
Because in theory, if she's whatever the fuck, a vigilante, she might be able to stop her from.
Kyle responded. Kyle stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Kyle shoved his producer out of the way, spread his arms wide, and began to scream loudly. He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and his producer. After several minutes, Kyle was finished. He slowly put his hands to his sides and smiled. I'm ready, said Kyle. Rachel blinked at Kyle, shrugged. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on.
Okay, so at this point I can start the interview over if I need to, so.
Good. Rachel also on. After several minutes, suddenly his neck shot straight upwards, sprouting from his mouth. Gabby climbed out of Kyle's mouth and walked to the center of the set. Hi, everyone, she said. False.
Okay, so the rest of this is just the same.
Not knowing. In the. Good evening. Tonight, I have the pleasure. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
So if I do this first, can I do the thing where he, like, tries to call the police or whatever?
Rachel. Rachel did not answer.
There we go.
Kyle whipped out his phone and started dialing. Kyle. Rachel? What's the problem, Kyle? Kyle looked up. The interview continued on. Kyle forced a smile through.
Okay, no, so having her there didn't help anything. Well, I don't fucking know. Not that the game follows logic, anyway.
Kyle thought very.
So yeah, I mean, clearly there's a bunch that we're missing. Like a bunch. I do not have the patience for them right now, though. I think I'm gonna switch to Dead by Daylight and just get a few rounds in. This game is kind of busting my brain at the moment. I have no idea how to approach getting to any more at the moment, and I don't want to waste time going through the same shit over and over. Right now. Later, maybe. Funny enough, though. Besides, if I don't put something into getting these stupid event rewards, I'm never gonna end up doing it, so I'm best off getting it done while I can. Should pop up in a moment here. Don't make a liar out of me, game. Come on now. There we go. Oh, wrong thing. Alright, what do I even need to do? Oh, shit. Right, escape a trial. That's why we stopped. Alright, well, all we can do is try, right? So, see how we do today. Maybe we'll luck out. Sure. Like, the games yesterday weren't horrible. I just had a really big run of bad luck. I think you saw most of them. But I remember the rest of these being things that I could attain pretty easily. Other than the glyph. The glyph is probably the one that'll take me extra time, just knowing me. You know, if I was really smart, I'd be leveling up these guys right now.
We've been imprisoned here permanently.
I have Trevor's steps? I feel like I got that done, but I don't know. I'll have to look at that too. Yeah, I do. I don't have Tori's though. But it's right now really where I want to be working. I think I'll do that when I'm not playing in the event. So this is basically yeah, you know, we'll stick with this. Will we though? Will we though? I might regret my life choices in there. Fingers crossed, anyway. See what sort of trouble we get into our first round here. At least I got that sprint from inside a snowman one to finally trigger. I don't know why that one was being so picky. Just glad that for whatever reason it decided I was done. Okay. Let's see here. Hello, fellow Steve. Trust it. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. Stayed out of trouble for the moment. I wish he didn't recharge so fucking fast. That just seems... I know he's not the most powerful... They're not the most powerful killer in the game right now, but god, does that feel obnoxious. That and I just hate twins with a passion still. I'm biased, what can I say? Playing Victor mode. Thank you. Good one for the tree. Again? Oh my god. Let's fucking go. Fuck's sakes. I mean, we should have been hooked forever ago, so I can't really complain too hard, but I'm still gonna. The fact that she can just let Victor chill here is pretty fucking silly too. There we go. This is done. Okay, well, she's across the map at the moment, so that's... Forced penance. Okay. They have been working on gens. Amazing. Aim for effort, honey. Jesus fuck. God damn it. Okay, they're recovering. I didn't know that this was the path to take, honestly. So, plus side, we wasted a lot of our time. We saved ourselves from like a potentially 4-man slug there. It could have gone worse, but... I'm willing to bet we die here. Doesn't seem like she's gonna give us some breathing room to be unhooked. Yeah, she's chasing that table now. Well, we did what we could. People wonder why I hate this guy. Well, yeah, that round fucking sucked, but at least, considering how it could have gone, we bought ourselves quite a bit more time than we realistically should have had. So I guess we'll take that for what it's worth and move on. Hello there.
Hello.
Long day.
Yeah. Very.
Just work like normal.
Yeah.
Fun.
I gotta start looking at this. Is actually where to start.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, that's a hard change to make, even too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for that one spot to open up with my other coworker, but I don't know how long that's gonna take. So
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of have to do what you gotta do, I guess, and
yeah.
if it happens to open up after, then great, but...
And especially like trying to find something. My new meds without insurance are like $1,600.
For, like, a couple of doses worth, or...
It's a month's worth of pills.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How much does insurance knock off for those?
I paid $5 at the place I got them at, so like a lot.
Yeah, no shit. Holy fuck. And these are, like, cancer meds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's getting to the point Grandma was like, I have to get you out of there because you're gonna have a brain aneurysm and die there. Stress and the bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, yeah. Just gotta see if I can find something.
Yeah, fuck, I guess with the meds, so it's easier said than done. I understand that. Good game to you too. As soon as I realized it was the twins, I knew we were in for a rough one. But I mean, considering everything, I think we did all we could. Did anyone end up making it out? Do you know, or was it everyone done? Wesker.
I stabbed
Did
him.
you? Yeah, I was gonna ask. That's funny.
Sorry.
That's fine. Do what you gotta do.
Shit. I was gonna say that for endgame, but I mean it was kind of a too good an opportunity.
I mean, if you were right there, why not? Just gonna stop this question here quick.
They're running through
Okay.
main.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I expected more from
At least you
you.
went for me.
Seven minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
He makes it.
Yeah.
Should have guessed he was onto that one since it was his first. He's going back to the hub again.
Me again.
What? That hit?
Oh, I'm mangling. There's no point in doing that. And pain res too, son of a bitch.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
Looked like he was going in your general direction, so just careful.
Yeah, he's... Oh my god, you're so great. Can I play the fucking game? Stupid bitch.
I'm being face camped by a swimmy. Third time's a charm, I guess, right?
Maybe. Take. What the shit?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
What is he on?
Can you see where he's grabbed, or is that just my left corner of where you're
Okay. Really, dude?
She has her stuff.
Probably pain rising from
She won't be able to get home. They're all upstairs. Although I only saw 2. Maybe basement?
Maybe. Dramaturgy enjoyer. Or no, scene partner. She's one of those ones that likes to leave Victor camping the hip.
So, just regular twins player.
At least it's just a bot, but I mean... Still. I thought you were still carrying him.
She's the baby. She's going for you.
She changed her mind.
Where the fuck is she? That's not working.
Oh, are you trapped?
Yeah. Dude, take your fucking hook at this point. You're gonna lose Jen.
Okay, he got you at least. That's something.
She's going for
Damn it. So close. My medkit ran out.
Oh my god, I got sandbagged by the fucking bot. Why are you spinning on top of me? What? You've been outran all fucking game, and now our teammates are giving up, and you want to spin on top like you're doing something? Cheryl! Oh my god. Why? Why?
Where are you? Maybe try to catch you out.
Because I can see you with empathy. Victoria's just spinning in circles. We're over in underneath again. He's literally just been running through that room this whole fucking time.
Of course.
Why do we get the stupid bots?
Oh, no fucking way.
Did you get it? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I was in a locker in the bathroom and the hat spawned in it, so I got lucky.
hell yeah.
Thanks. Good game to you too. I'll openly admit though I hate going against twins. But I mean the round wasn't too bad.
You did good.
Yeah, it sucks that our teammates gave up as quick as they did. Jordan, yeah? Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I know I was a precocious little scamp there for a bit, so that's understandable.
I was just trying to make sure he could escape around for his challenge.
Yeah, I've been trying to escape so hard.
Inadvertently, it worked. Not
Yeah,
the way,
luckily.
I had planned.
You too. Thanks for stopping by. odds are. Conveniently enough, he does not.
Oh!
Hey.
I didn't know it would pop it if you were in it.
Oh yeah, no, it just pops it no matter what. Apparently you can use the snowballs to hit Huntress hatchets. I haven't had the chance to fuck around with that yet, though.
What?
Yeah, weird, right?
Oh man, if I could counter snipe a Huntress shot, that'd be amazing.
That would be badass.
Mindbreaker. Who the fuck runs exhaust? God, are you spinning again? I'm just gonna let her fucking die.
That's unfortunate.
Hello, good sir.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know this is when you were on.
We're good. I mean, we're kind of screwed because the teammate killed himself.
Oh, sorry. He's sending a knight towards you.
Quit sandbagging me, you stupid bitch!
His minion was gonna run out no matter what, because I kept touching the windows. If you touch the windows, you can see like a cloud of green smoke on them and they get attracted. But yeah, it definitely, he should have just come in and hit me rather than hoping his minion would let him double tap, for sure. How are you holding up tonight? Are you home or are you at work now? I'm sinking feeling.
Why are we literally already down?
Here, you wanna...
Still using something in 2045.
Oh, thrilling. Okay.
He has Grim as well, I think. Well, no, maybe not that. I assumed it was Grim, but... Dude, he's got fucking sniper guards.
Oh.
Oh, this goes back to the whole thing. You're so original.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know.
Like, I can't tell if he's actively chasing somebody or... Okay, here he comes for me, never mind. Yeah, something fucky-wucky is going on. I don't know what, though. I don't know if he's taking pity or whatever, but... He was, like, beside me, and then he wasn't. Oh, never mind. What is this man's English?
I don't know, but Jake loves lockers, apparently. He's sending a name to you. Or a guard.
Oh, Jake, buddy. What are you playing at? Oh.
I don't know.
Not green. Okay.
Does he only get this fucking guard?
You can pick it ahead now. So it's not like before where you have to play one and then you have to play the other. You can go through them at will. So if there's nothing,
Oh.
then you can pretty much only use the one guard if you really want. As fucking annoying as it can be. Alright. even know why Claude gave up. It's not like she had a build that got countered or something crazy. She was just...
Holy shit, I got back-to-back Survivor dailies. I've never had that before.
I still forget that daily rituals exist. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked at mine in so long. Nightmare. Huntress, Piggy, and White.
It's a Bubba
Yeah, it is.
with lethal, I'm pretty sure. Because he just came straight to where I was. He's still looking around for me. Yeah, he's...
I can see you off in the distance there, or at least the spark stream is generating.
Are you up on main?
No, I'm like pretty much in front of it.
Oh, I see you, I see you. Oh shit, no! Fucking alarm's going off in the mess.
No pain runs. Are you heading towards...
Yeah, I'm right next to her.
Okay, I will stay over here then. Oh, this is not-
Kate has fun.
Bump. I'm sorry, Fang has what now?
Kate has... What does he do? He does.
Oh shit, I didn't even witness that. I'm sorry, go for it, go for it. Is he running the speed limiter?
I don't know, but I think he has barbecue
Yeah, gee. Hey, Bubba. I got stuck. Damn it. My own. I don't know.
I need to go try to take action. He's coming this way. Interesting.
I think we're too close for barbecue.
There's no gen here though. I don't know why he would come here.
Fair enough, yeah. I'm not sure.
Ooh, he just got blasted. This man is blind. I'm trying to. Okay, did he see me now? He did.
So there's one in the absolute back corner over here by where she was hooked. By the, like, funky two-story building with little leads inside. I think it's on a separate one too, so. Or not Kate, Tori. I don't know if I'm running to my death. Oh, there's a pallet back here. Oh, fantastic. What is this one? You guys are really good headset. Did that pretty well. I was hoping. You guys should be able to get it. No, 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 no. What do we no, 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 make? Making me some more romantic.
It was gonna be very sad if you had fucking.
Oh, okay. Sure.
You,
Yeah, he's Is that what fun feels like?
Right? Yeah, it wasn't even the escaping. It's just.
Yeah, just the fact that we were able to kind of screw around a little bit there. It's kind of nice.
Nobody got specifically.
Yeah, no one was like
immediately.
targeted or BMing or giving up immediately.
So loud. It's so loud.
Well, I'm gonna go piss off a bunch of birds. this one. Oni.
I hear him, but I don't see him.
He's... oh, he found me. He was looking for me at Shack. Everywhere I go, I run him into people. I swear. You on me or are you on Carlos? You're on me. Okay. Are you on me? What the f- okay, maybe I'm mistaken.
He's heading towards Shack. Now he's headed to the other direction. What the fuck?
Okay, so...
Really, this man's in a snowman now.
I feel like you're probably correct.
I
on
don't
that.
hear him.
Okay. With,
Carlos versus Glenn.
sipping some refreshments. Oh fuck. He was literally right fucking there and I didn't know. God damn it. Fell for the stupidest mind game in the book. Well, not the stupidest, but like the simplest.
All I've been doing tonight.
I think he might have nowhere to hide. Either that or that was just a really solid guess, which is also possible. I mean, maybe.
He has pasta. I guess
He's coming across to you. Not ideal. Get the fuck out of my way.
I hit it so hard. I hit him in the face while he was kicking the gen. I wonder if he has some directions. Going straight to them.
Maybe.
that work? He's going back. So annoying. They're just like
Oh, and Bolts. Bolts are eruption level 2. They'll be running out of regression runs on this soon. He's already hit it something like 6 or 7 times. Carlos, you beautiful Nimrod. Carlos, buddy.
probably should have resilience healed you first, but
Oh shit, sorry, I didn't know you had it.
I wasn't thinking about it. Please go to
Still hit yeah, definitely know where to hide. 'Cause I knew exactly where the fuck I was.
Okay. It's just gonna come back to this one again.
I think he might be out. I didn't see it spark again when I jumped down there. He just hit a pin over there.
Yeah, I just meant he's gonna come and check it again.
Oh yeah, no, you're right with that. Yeah, he didn't hit it again. He must be out. Fucking snowman. I went to go through a door and, you know, not get hit, and snowman fucking blocked it on me. been pretty near this one every time he's down people too. I bet you it's out. You bitch! Yeah, you're right. Which way? Which way?
I don't know.
Oh, over that way. He's
at
at the gen. He is sticking to me, it seems. Never mind. Are you still near Shack, or did you take off?
Yeah, I'm at the gen.
Okay.
And he kicked it this time.
Just catching you.
I mean, I will say, despite him constantly going back and forth, he is
Yeah, he's been going out of his way to not murder.
I'll give it a shot, even if he goes back. Blood near vein right now.
Okay, he's on the opposite side of Shack there, going towards where Carlos is, roughly. See if I can salvage Carlos's. Alright, match game friendly, I guess. If I had stayed where I was, it would be fine. Come chase them.
And the range on nowhere to hide is insane.
Yeah, and they said they made it so it's stuck to the gem, but I'm pretty sure they're full of shit. I've noticed on killers when I've been playing them, it's moved with me a little bit. Either that or like whatever they fixed got broken again. I'm really not sure.
Honestly, I'm fine being caught. I love this man's
Sipping his Kool-Aid, watching you casually.
Well, you gotta do it out in the open. Out in the open.
I think it clears the area around it. No, yeah, that.
Good point.
Ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles the first.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't address them properly.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on me. I guess I shouldn't say always. I almost always love going against Tony though. Kinda wish I
Yeah,
saw
it's
more
not
of him.
always, but most of the time.
Yeah, like you run into the occasional one that'll just like go to try and down you all with his power and doesn't give a shit about doing anything else, but for the most part they're pretty fun chasing stuff.
For the most part, they're pretty damn fun though.
Especially if they have personality.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks for hopping on and suffering with me. I know you're probably tired too.
It was fun.
Yeah, at least we had a few like decent-ish ones. They weren't all like amazing or anything, but at least they didn't feel miserable, which is good.
Yeah.
Alright, friendo, have a good night.
Good night.
And yeah, for anyone else who's still watching or listening, that's going to be it for us for this evening. Thanks for hanging out and watching, stopping by after rounds, etc., so on and so forth. I always appreciate the company. We'll be back on tomorrow. I'll probably try to get the rest of this nonsense done. Hopefully I'll see you then, but if not or until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great night. Bye guys.